Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the retirement ceremony honoring Senior Master Sergeant Scott Thibodeau. We kindly ask everyone to please silence their cell phones at this time, and please take your seats. Recognizing a member who is retiring from a career-long and honorable service is one of the oldest traditions in the military. A retirement ceremony is a prestigious event and the highest honor we can give a retiring Air Force member. This ceremony is used to say thank you for faithful service, to wish good luck in future endeavors, and bid a heartfelt farewell as the member transitions into an Air Force retirement. Through this transition, we must remember that the military retirement is just an extension of an active duty career. A retired Air Force member will continue to be a valuable part of the United States Air Force community. Today, we have the pleasure of recognizing Senior Master Sergeant Thibodeau, my friend, my mentor, and my brother, on the occasion of his retirement from the active duty, culminating 22 years of faithful and honorable service in the United States Air Force. Officiating today's ceremony will be the 366 Maintenance Squadron Section Commander, Lieutenant Garrett Garceau. And I am Master Sergeant Jermaine Hall from Beale Air Force Base. And I'll be your narrator. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the posting of the colors, and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem and the invocation.
Hold it. Hold. Three, set. Huh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hold. Hold it. Hold it, turn. Hold.
Let us pray. Almighty God, it is with grateful hearts that we pause this day to thank you for the 22 years of faithful service that Senior Master Sergeant Thibodeau has given to the United States Air Force. We thank you for the long-term contributions he has made in so many ways throughout his career, and especially most recently to the Maintenance Squadron, leading the Age Rangers living up to the Dinstar tradition. His loyalty to our Air Force family, his leadership as a Senior Master Sergeant, and his willingness to share his experience and wisdom with countless others will have a lasting impact. But we also realize that these accomplishments would not be possible without the help and loving support of family and friends. Therefore, we give thanks for his wife Tricia and their sons Dylan and Isaac, who have supported him along the way. I pray your continued blessings over Senior Thibodeau and his family during this next phase of their life together. May your presence be with them as they choose new paths to walk and new horizons to explore. May the years of retirement bring the Thibodeau family much happiness, and at the end of their journey, may they hear those words we all long to hear: "Well done, good and faithful servant." We ask this in your most holy name. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you to the Mountain Home Air Force Base Honor Guard, Chaplain Ullman. A big thank you to Leanne Joy Peters for that fantastic rendition of the national anthem. Before we continue today's ceremony, we would like to extend a special welcome to the retirees' family in attendance by name. Sergeant Thibodeau's wife, Tricia Love Thibodeau. Tricia's parents, Gordon and Mary Ann Moses. Mom and Dad. Scott and Tricia's son, Dylan and Isaac Thibodeau. Finally, we would like to also welcome Lieutenant Colonel Stevens, Commander 366 Maintenance Squadron. Chief Master Sergeant Paul Cristissimo, Superintendent 366 Maintenance Squadron. No first sergeant here. Hey, and the first sergeant's here too. Yay, I didn't have your name in there, sir, but we got you. Some very special friends, Chief Master Sergeant Fabian Hollis and his wife, Luce Hollis, Senior Master Sergeant, First Sergeant. Where's she at? In the back. A few more special friends who flew in from all the way from Tennessee, Rob and Jennifer Keegan and their family. All current and former Age Rangers in attendance, and other members of the 366 Fighter Wing. Thank you all for being up with us today. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the officiating officer for today's ceremony, Second Lieutenant Garrett Garceau. Center stage, sir. It's all yours.
All right, Mark's correct. Yeah. That's what happens when you get tall people.
My bad, I'm short.
Oh, you're fine. Good morning. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to both mourn and celebrate the retirement of Air Force's newest civilian select, Senior Master Sergeant Scott Thibodeau. For those of you who don't know me, I am Lieutenant Garceau, Section Commander for 366 Maintenance Squadron, Mountain Home Air Force Base, and I have been given the extreme honor of being the backup officiator for Scott's retirement. But hey, second place still feels like gold medal to me. Major Soki is unable to officiate today due to an illness that she incurred, but she sends her best wishes to you and your family. 2 weeks ago, I was talking to another officer after she officiated Master Sergeant Hawkins' retirement for months, and after we discussed pointers and general public speaking, I confided in her that I wanted to wait as long as possible before having to officiate retirement. Well, my best guess is that Scott overheard the conversation and wanted to pull some sort of prank on me, so here I am. But the bond between us goes deeper than just working together in the same squadron for the past 9 months. You see, Scott and I share the same French-Canadian suffix in our last name, the EAU ending. And this unbreakable bond between us is the real reason why I couldn't resist being here today. In celebration of his career, I want to now transition to a brief overview of Senior Thibodeau's last 22 years of service. Scott joined the Air Force in June of 1997. That year was full of wonder. Titanic was the movie to see. Harry Potter was first published in the UK. Hansen ruled the airwaves with Mbop. Pokemon was introduced to the world. And I was about to enter 3rd grade. And after BMT, Scott went on to tech school over at Shepherd Air Force Base, where he trained as an Age Ranger, and also Dylan, his son, was born. Then he went on to his first base at Davis-Monthan in January of 1998. Isaac, his son, was also born. There he met Tricia, the woman who would become his wife. I don't know the full story, but from what I've overheard, there was something about a Quiet Riot concert, hosing each other off near a porta potty. Either way, it was love at first sight, and they were married soon afterwards. At that same base, during ALS, he got the honor of Distinguished Graduate, and he also deployed soon after, where his work was mostly classified, but he was allowed to let me know that they used technology that countered IEDs, saving many lives in an extremely volatile environment. In 2005, they were able to PCS to Kadena, where he met some of his best friends that were also some of them here in attendance. The now senior Master Sergeant Lewis Hollis, Chief Hollis was not yet in the picture, Rob Keegan and his wife and family, also Marcus Hughes, the first supervisor to take him under his wing. After 4 years of Kadena, they were able to get out to Alaska in 2009. There at the NCO Academy, he won the John Levitou Award, where only a small percentage of the Air Force can actually say that they got this. There, he also made Master Sergeant, which I believe I'm quoting here, was a whole new career and opened up a whole new can of worms. At this point, it was time for Scott and his family to get out of the cold and head south again. They were very fortunate to get the most sought-after base in the United States Air Force, Minot. So, in 2012, they moved out to North Dakota, where he became Pro Super for the first time, and was able to deploy as a Pro Super soon after. While at Minot, he won SNCO of the Year for the 5th Bomb Wing for entire Minot. And he was also have his first run at Flight Chief, where he did say that it was the pinnacle of his career field outside of becoming a chief. Then, in 2014, having endured 2 Arctic tours, it was time for Scott to finally make things right with his wife by heading back to the tropical Kadena. In his second time at Kadena, Scott there met Chief Hollis, and then our also MC today, Master Sergeant Jermaine Hall, who flew all the way in from California. It was there that he was flight chief for 110 people, one of the largest age flights in the entire Air Force, and another big milestone achieved there, where he attained to the rank of Senior Master Sergeant. Once more, he deployed, and he says it's one of his best deployments. To Al Udeid, he was part of the largest age flight in the entire AOR in the desert. He finished his bachelor's degree, and he also won SNCO of the Quarter for the 379th Wing, as well as the entire base there. Upon his return to Kadena, he became the assistant superintendent for a 475-member squadron, where he's able to do one of the things he enjoys most, best impacting his members' lives through mentorship, writing decorations, and allowing them to grow professional skill sets with an overall theme of fun. In November 2018, he then PCS'd here to Mountain Home Air Force Base, where I first met him. The things that stood out the most to him here on base was his ability to help others out. One of his achievements that he told me was that he and a group of leaders assisted in getting orders for 4 members who were on base for a total time and station of over 40 years. Which brings us to today, August 16th, 2019, the day of your retirement. Having only been in the Air Force for just over a year now, and only once prior holding a job over a year, it blows my mind that there are dedicated people who have put in over 20 years of military service, an achievement I hope to also one day attain. It is inspiring to learn of all your accomplishments and dedication to your service, your coworkers, and your family, and not in that order. With over 22 years of service, if you hold the belief that you work every day you are on active duty, you have worked solidly for the last 8,200 days of your life, a number that you can be extremely proud of. The officiator who was supposed to be here, Major Stokey, called me on the phone and gave me some tips, guidance as to how to best honor Senior Master Sergeant Thibodeau. The first thing she asked me was, how long have you worked with the human Labrador? Well, it took me a moment to realize who she was talking about, and then I fully agreed with her. Yeah, that's an accurate description. When asked about an embarrassing story, she was not able to find one. Instead, she told me a tale of a positive impact and strong bond that occurred between the two of them while deployed. She was a lieutenant, he a technical sergeant. And if you know anything about Scott, this next part should not surprise you. During a rough deployment, the human Labrador himself exuded an uplifting and energetic atmosphere that permeated the rest of his unit. His attitude was pure leadership, and he was extremely influential. Together, he and the then LT trained for a half marathon. He coerced her into playing fantasy hockey, and there she re-enlisted him while wearing a Santa hat, sent by his mother-in-law, Marianne Moses, on Christmas Day of 2008. Scott plays a huge importance on people. It is evident in the people who he has led, those he has served, those he has worked with, anybody who gets within smiling distance, and those who have had the pleasure of picking up a phone when he calls. In my time so far in the Air Force, I found 2 camps of people. those who say mission first, people always, and people like Scott who say people first, mission always. And while regrettably this week was the first time I met his entire family, I am confident that the people he put first and foremost are his greatest teammates in his family, Trisha, Dylan, and Isaac. I want to thank you for allowing us the opportunity to work with Scott for so long, to put up with the deployments, TDYs, exercises, constant moving, all of the unknowns, and everything both positive and negative about being a part of the Air Force. In closing, I think it's only fitting that Major Stokey has the final words here, which were the last two things she told me in our conversation. The first was, if only we had 20 more Scotts in every squadron. And secondly, the Air Force will feel a void without him. Thank you, and I wish you nothing but the best to you and your family in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Lieutenant Garceau. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal awarded to Senior Master Sergeant Scott Thibodeau.
Publish the orders.
Senior Master Sergeant Scott W. Thibodeau distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States Aerospace Ground Equipment Flight Superintendent, 366 Maintenance Squadron, 366 Fighter Wing, Mountain Home Air Force Base, Idaho. During this period, Sergeant Thibodeau led 56 personnel in the maintenance of 429 equipment assets valued at $30 million. His strategic leadership generated 8,000 maintenance actions and 18,000 equipment dispatches, powering 47 F-15Es to fly 10,000 sorties and 11,300 flight hours. Additionally, Sergeant Thibodeau's leadership was critical to the successful mission of 10 Pacific Command missions. He expeditiously deployed 207 personnel and 314 short tons of equipment in support of 72 aircraft, ultimately generating 877 sorties flown, 2,200 hours, ensuring stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Finally, Sergeant Thibodeau brilliantly managed 75% of the Fighter Wing's home station aerospace ground equipment, with 50% of the flight's manpower deployed to Southwest Asia. His team simultaneously supported Operation Noble Eagle, the largest F-15 temporary duty to date, and the reconstitution of 132 deployed assets, while maintaining an impressively 85% equipment serviceability rate. The singular distinctive accomplishments of Sergeant Thibodeau culminate in a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. The retirement ceremony now officially begins with the reading of the retirement orders. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the reading of the retirement order.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington District of Columbia, Special Order Number AC-004451, dated the 30th day of January, 2019. Senior Master Sergeant Scott W. Thibodeau, assigned to the 366 Maintenance Squadron at Mountain Home Air Force Base, is hereby retired from active duty on the first day of December 2019 in the grade of Senior Master Sergeant after 22 years, 5 months, and 13 days of faithful and honorable service. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right. All right, one sec. All right, it is now to present the certificate of retirement. It reads as follows. Certificate of retirement of the Armed Forces of the United States to all who shall see these presents greeting. This is to certify that Senior Master Sergeant Scott W. Thibodeau, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first day of December, the year of 2019. Signed, Richard A. Goodman, Colonel, United States Air Force, 366 Fighter Wing Commander, and David L. Goldfein, General, United States Air Force Chief of Staff. I seriously need to reword that. Certificate of Appreciation for Service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America. Senior Master Sergeant Scott W. Thibodeau, I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of our nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of the military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you served. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for your happiness and success in the future. Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Next, a letter of appreciation from Lieutenant Colonel Angela Stevens, the Commander, 366th Maintenance Squadron. It reads as follows. Dear Sergeant Thibodeau, on behalf of the men and women of the 366th Maintenance Squadron, thank you for the blood, sweat, and tears you poured into the mission and your fellow airmen. The extra hours, time, and attention you paid, even in your final days on active duty, did not go unnoticed. Know that you will always have a home here at Mountain Home Air Force Base and a grateful Air Force family in the War Eagles. Good luck in your future endeavors. You earned the opportunity to explore life on the other side and to make an impact on the world using the experience and insight you've gained through 22 years of service. Your contributions to the Air Force and United States of America made a lasting impact to our national defense and those of us who had the honor of serving alongside of you. Sincerely, Angela R. Stevens, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force. Presentation of the retirement lapel pin. Every retiree receives a special retirement pin as a memento of their active duty service. At this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Tricia Love Thibodeau to come forward and place the pin on CMS Sergeant Thibodeau's lapel to symbolize his transition from active duty to retirement status. So just leave the frog off and just put it right in his collarbone so he can feel it. I told him that a long time ago. So the ceremony continues with a letter of appreciation from Mrs. Thibodeau. From the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. On behalf of all airmen and their families, the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents this certificate of appreciation to Ms. Tricia Love Thibodeau. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for your numerous contributions and sacrifices you made in support of our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, Khalith O. Wright, Chief Master Sergeant of the United States Air Force. Next, a letter from the... Wait for the camera. I didn't look at you yet. Oh. A letter of appreciation from the 366th Maintenance Squadron Commander. Dear Mrs. Thibodeau, on behalf of the 366th Maintenance Squadron, I would like to express my gratitude for your contributions to your husband's service. Military service takes a toll on families and often brings late nights, separation, and a stressful place of operations. Your patience, support, and ability to hold down the home front contributed greatly to his ability to focus on his critical role as an airman, and the war fighters or the War Eagles will forever be grateful for his leadership. My family and I wish you all the best in your life after the Air Force. Your contributions and Scott's service protected our national defense and freedom to explore civilian life on your own terms. Good luck and enjoy the journey. Sincerely, Angela R. Stevens, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force. Now you can go, Trish. Now you can go. So the next certificates are for Dylan and Isaac. Please come forward. Don't worry, you'll be back in a second. Letters of appreciation. So letters of appreciation from the 366th Maintenance Squadron Commander. Dear Dylan and Isaac, it is with great pleasure that I take this opportunity to convey my congratulations on your father's retirement from the United States Air Force. The professionalism and devotion to duty he displayed throughout his career are a tribute not only to him, but to your unwavering support as well. Your love and understanding through all of the family moves and separations helped your father successfully complete a distinguished career. It is therefore fitting that you share the sincere thanks of the Air Force and your country for the sacrifices you made as the sons of an outstanding airman or armed service member. I want to personally wish you and your family the best in your future endeavors. Again, on behalf of the men and women of the United States Air Force, thank you for your dedication and sacrifice to our nation. Sincerely, Angela R. Stevens, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Air Force. At this time, CMS Sergeant Thibodeau would like to present a small token of his appreciation to his family for the support they have given to him. There is no doubt that with military service comes family sacrifice. Tricia, Dylan, and Isaac, we could not thank you enough for your support, patience, and understanding that are given to Sergeant Thibodeau. Appreciate you.
I'm gonna go off script a little bit here, Jay.
Bruh, it's your day.
Just gonna get into my script, my speech, just a little bit real quick, because this can't wait. Stop! I told you no eye contact. I got that from Rob, remember? At Kadena. But Dylan and Isaac, everything that I've ever done has been for you guys. Motherfucker, where's my wine? From the moment I joined the Air Force because you were on the way. LT, God bless you. I joined the Air Force for a lot of reasons, but mainly because you were on the way. Had to make sure to take care of you. Leanna Joy, bless you. Isaac, I re-enlisted for the first time because you were just born. And I was a senior airman, didn't have a whole lot of money, but that was the best we could do. But I re-enlisted and everything worked out. So for the last 22 years, everything I've done was for you guys. So, I'd like to think that you were kind of under the protection of the military for 22 years. So I got you guys something, they're Smith & Wesson Military and Police Edition, 22 for the number of years. Okay. Thank you for that, Jay.
Hey, no problem, brother. It's your day.
Oh, can you get a picture?
Oh, she got plenty of them. It's at the touch moment. Okay.
What next, Jay? I forgot now.
No, you're good. Brother, we're good to go. I'll go ahead and take a seat. We'll be back. I'll get back to y'all in a little bit. We're good. It's your day, brother. Do what you want. No. Hey, it's good. Have at it. Relax. We're good. So at this time, we ask anyone to come forward who has any presentations for CMS Sergeant Thibodeau. It's a shoe chief.
Alright, so from the squadron, first, the LT had some very amazing words. I haven't known Sergeant Thibodeau long. He got back and we had the opportunity to meet. I am going to make one correction to the LT speech though. When we had the chance to, I've had the chance to talk to a lot of folks in H-Flight, a lot of the guys that are sitting out here. Unsolicited, I don't think I've ever had as many people just feel the need to tell me the impact that you made on their career. So when the LT said you're leaving a void when you leave, I think that is very much false because I think you have duplicated yourself in many of these airmen. I have never seen those many people want to tell me that you leaving is okay because you taught them everything they needed to know and they feel confident in their careers because of what you've done for them. So thank you for that. It means a great deal. It's the truth. Chief's got a little something.
Yeah.
Probably a little something to say
So
too.
one thing that wasn't mentioned was our paths actually crossed my mind actually. But you know, one thing about Scott that I just want to say is when we look at our senior NCOs, we look at someone that has the drive, right, and someone that has the motivation, and then somebody that knows how to get people to do the things that need to get done and make them want to do that, right? And it takes a special type of person with that type of character, and without a doubt, that's who Scott is, right? That's who Senior Thibodeau is. Comes to work with a smile on his face every day. You know, you can give him a poop sandwich and he'll still smile about it. You know? So I just can't thank you enough for, you know, the leadership that you provided to the guys that you're leaving behind. And I'm pretty sure that every single one of them would say the same exact thing that I just said. So on behalf of the whole squad, you know, we got you certified with black. It says thank you for all your hard work and dedication from the men and women of our I'll go on this side. Very nice.
Anyone else have anything to present to Sergeant Thibodeau? Come on up, sir.
There's just a couple things I want to say before I present this to him. So, I've only worked with him for about 9 months because I PCS'd here about a month or 2 after I got here. He PCS's in here. And there was a lot of stuff going on at that time. I'm sure everybody that wasn't deployed remembers what's going on. So, for those of you that don't know, when that tasking for Florida came up, that discussion started off as, ACC says we might have to do this. There's no way they're going to send us, but let's give them the information. The next morning meeting, they said, hey, that thing we said is never going to happen. It's happening. And then before you know it, we had people deployed, people in Florida. And some days we were like, what's going on? We only have 2 mules and one of them's down. You know, we had a lot of challenges that we faced, but together, we got through it. We did a lot. When I look back at the months that we've spent together, we did a lot. And I feel like I'm much better off after having working with you. And it isn't just me. I know every single one of us has been touched in some way by him. And like Lieutenant said, there's some people that aren't here anymore.
True.
They didn't realize there was other bases out there. Like Mountain Home is the only base in the Air Force. But they're like, wait a minute, I can go overseas? And boom, they're all gone. They're not here anymore. And it's not just that. How many people are going to school now? Yeah, I better be seeing some hands. Yeah, they're embarrassed to say it. But yeah, we're all a lot smarter off because of you. Oh yeah.
Got them in education.
That's right.
That's
so,
awesome.
So like you said, people first, mission always. That's always been his motto. That's what I've seen from day one, and I think it definitely shows. Because like I said, we're all much better off because of him. So now I got this thing I want to present to you. I'm going to read what it says. It says, Senior Master Sergeant Scott Big Dog Thibodeau. There's about 1 million of those things we could have put up there, but we went with Big Dog. 2 November 18 to 16 August 2019. An honorable recognition of your service to the United States Air Force. We, the 366th Maintenance Squadron Age Flight, present you with this token of gratitude. In your short time with us, you have established yourself as an age legend. When future Rangers speak of your F-bomb filled tales, they will have to yell the entire time for authenticity. With your presence alone, morale was boosted, production was increased, and the rate of overseas assignments amplified. It will be a lot quieter in your absence, but if you taught us anything, there is no silence that a little hua can't fix. Right? Good luck and enjoy retirement. Thin Star.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal portion of the ceremony. At the request of CMS Sergeant Thibodeau, a flag folding ceremony will be performed by the 366 Fighter Wing Honor Guard. Grab the flag. Oh, wait. Yeah, grab the flag. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes the hardness and valor, white signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today, our flag flies on constellations of the Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the heart of every American who serves our great nation. The sun never sets on our U.S. Air Force, nor on the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's airmen remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving it its distinct fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom, at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect, preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. We cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope. To one and all, long may it wave. Thank you, Mountain Home Honor Guard. So I'm going to go off script a little bit here too there, Sergeant Thibodeau. So current, former, visiting, whatever age rangers, please rise. Stand up for a second for me, please, if you don't mind. So, where's my Master Sergeant at? Go ahead. Lead us in the little din star, send them off right.
Age Rangers!
Din star! All right, take your seats. I had to do that one. I was going to make him cry with that one. I know he needed that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you my mentor, my friend, my brother from another mother and another color, Senior Master Sergeant Scott W. Thibodeau, United States Air Force. I'm waiting on the retired part. Hold on one second. I got something for you here real quick. So, you can either be outstanding or outstanding by the
gate.
You know it.
That's you.
And you was outstanding, sir. And unfortunately, you'll be standing out by the gate, but you still get a green ID card so you can come back home. And I love you, man. And that's something I will always never forget, man. And people have been saying, people always mission first, or, mission first, people always. Something you taught me, people first, people always equals mission success. And that's something I'll take with me for the rest of my career. And that's something I'll pass on to my airmen because of you, brother. All right. Now, introducing Senior Master Sergeant Scott W. Thibodeau, United States Air Force, retired. The mic is yours, my friend.
I'm going to start off thanking Teresa at the winery for this. I mean, I bought it, but still, she provided it. I can't believe this day's here. Never knew when I was going to retire. Never had an end game. Damn it, Dylan. Why are you looking at me?
No eye contact, brother. No eye contact.
Chaplain, just me, you, and the Lord right now, okay? You with me? I just didn't know. I was having so much fun for so long. Rob and Jen and Luce, they've known me since 2005, and they know that I always have fun. I've always had so much fun, and you guys, my troops today, you guys know how much fun I like to have, man, but it came to a point where I was still having fun, but I don't know, it just all happened one day. I was like, Trisha, why don't we just retire someday? Of course, I'm not retiring because I have to work, but yeah, so it just came. And we were talking about it, and we picked a date, and I was like, man, that's so far away. But holy shit, it comes fast. Oh, can you hear me now? You know,
Normally
turn it up. I know. But today's the day. It's here, and there's no turning back. So I wanted to thank the Honor Guard. Are they still here? They dip out, man. I was in the Honor Guard. It's like the Bermuda Triangle's on the other side of that tree or something. I don't know. But if y'all can hear me, thank you. I was in the base Honor Guard when I was a young feller. It's really cool. Chaplain, appreciate you coming down. I specifically asked for you, and you didn't get pneumonia in the 11th hour. So thank you for coming when you said you would. I wanted you to come because we helped out some people, and I can talk some people through some things, but sometimes we need to get the Lord involved, right? And every time I called you, you were there. So I appreciate that, and it means a lot to me that you came out here for this. So thank you. Leanna Joy, that national anthem. Come on, y'all. You're awesome. Thank you for that. Steve was like, yeah, I think I'm going to have Leanna Joy sing it mine. I was like, oh, shit. What's she doing 2 weeks prior? So, thank you. LT, fantastic, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, the story about how one day I might do this. I hope it's years from now. Sorry about that. It's been said, everyone says it, that people develop better in their careers when they're challenged early on. So you're welcome for that, right? Yeah. But you did a great job. I'm glad that you were able to get in touch with Major Stokey, and thank you really a lot. Appreciate it. The escorts, One of my best friends, young man Dimitri and Kichuchu. Thank you guys. My man KB, thank you for being a proffer, man. You found the back of the pin. Wasn't even in the job description. God bless you. Thank you guys, big time. And my man Jay, God bless you, man. I love this dude, man.
All day, baby, every day.
Jay, I met Jay the last time I was at Kadena. He was a tech sergeant. I was a master sergeant. And of course, I taught him everything he knows. I had to slow him down a little bit. Jay, slow down. And I made senior. And he's like, well, you gotta still be my supervisor. So he made master. And then while we were at Kadena, I mean, obviously he did it, but now in 2 weeks he'll be a senior as well. So it's the relationship that we've had and the way that we've been able to help each other has just been amazing. So Jay, love you, man. He flew out from California. God bless him. So thank you, man. Gordy and Marianne, don't look at me. Thank you guys for everything. We left, Trisha and I left Arizona where her family lives and where we lived on Mother's Day. And kind of felt like an asshole, right? Sorry, Chaplain. Slipped. But we told them, you know, one day we'll be back. Little did they know, in a couple of weeks we're actually going to be living with them for a little while. So I apologize for the first part. I apologize for the last part. But the middle, thank you for letting me take your daughter around the world. We've had a really good time. So thank you. And thank you for everything you guys have always done for us. I appreciate it. Dylan and Isaac, like I said, man, everything I've ever done since I was 17 years old was for you guys. Everything. It's worked out okay, right? It's worked out okay. The GI Bill benefits, man, I'm telling you. Dylan's, shit, I forgot how old you are, man. You finished 3 years so far? He's finished 3 years so far of college. Isaac's finished 1, right? Yeah. And the GI Bill is just amazing. So there's been some ups, there's been some downs, but I'd like to think it's worked out. And man, I'm excited about the future. So I love you kids, big time. And Trisha, God bless you. That's every time people meet Trisha, they come up to her after I'm not around. How the hell do you put up with him? I said, I don't know, man. Hey, you watch your mouth. She does it, okay? But for the last 15 years, you get up with me, get me ready for work, put me at my best so I can take care of people, these age rangers out here every day, and I show up 10, 11, 12 hours later looking like a piece of shit. And that's when you get to see me at my worst. And you've been doing that for 15 years, and I couldn't have, there's no way I would be here where I'm at with the amount of stripes that are on my sleeve if it wasn't for you. I was a crusty staff sergeant when we met, and then just blew through it because you like nice stuff, so I had to provide that, you know? No, I joke. But thank you for everything, babe. I love you big time. You three I'd do anything for you guys. I always say I'm with my 3 favorite people in the world when we're together. Sophia and Alyssa, thank you for making it out here. Those are my boys' girlfriends. Didn't they do a good job? Yeah, I'm proud of those guys. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. My best friend is Luce Hollis. It's weird because I'm not her best friend. You know what I mean? Well, whatever. But she's my best friend. We met in 2005 at Northside Age. And where's Sopchak at? I got my buddy here, man, Northside Age. Smalls Reed, Northside Age. Keegan, my brother. Luce. Fabian, you know a thing or two about Northside Age, too. Honorary Din Star. That place will do something to you, man. Holy cow. And that's where we all met, and she's been with me ever since. She was my supervisor for a time. We worked together as UDMs over there, and she keeps following me around. Went to Kadena again the second time, and then here. And the last 2 times we've been neighbors. So Fabian and Luce, y'all's friendship, man, I cherish big time. So thank you guys. My brother Rob and Jen, you guys are, I mean, we've been family since 2005. Big time. I mean, through it all, go years without seeing each other. I love you guys, man. Your kids are great, and we're friends for life, for sure. That's something that in Kadena, if you guys get a chance to go to Kadena, holy shit. It's rough, but you'll make some of the best friends you'll ever have in your life. So thank you guys for making it out. And Levi, man, you ain't camouflaged, man. I didn't see you. Levi, man, we got it. Yeah, you and I got a pretty special relationship from what I would call my best day at work in my whole life, man. For those of you who don't know the story, we had a young airman go missing for hours on the island of Okinawa, which you might think it's small if you look at an atlas or a globe. That sumbitch ain't small when you're looking for one person. And looked for hours. Levi finally answered the call. He said, dude, I'll go with you. And we found an airman that was trying to take his own life. And to go home and tell Tricia how I did that day at work, I mean, I don't know how else you can do better at work. You can fix all the aerospace ground equipment you want, but when you help save someone's life, that's something totally different. So I love you, man, and that's something I'll never forget. Big part of my life. All you age guys here, man, we got some over there too. We got age folks all over. I appreciate you guys for letting me in. From the first day I walked in, I felt welcome. I was lucky that I was able to help some folks. Where's Jason at? I'm kind of half blacked out right now. Not from the wine, because of the... But I was great to work with you, man. I met Jason, and we need to get some things done. And by Jesus did we, huh? Got you squared away, man. So, but yeah, you guys, you trusted me from the get-go. Let me in your lives and let me help you. And it does keep getting better. I can't really believe I'm retired and I don't even have a job, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell am I doing? But anyway, this last go-round, man, it's been a real pleasure. Steve and Mike, for you guys welcoming me in. There wasn't a senior here for years, and I come in and everybody thinks they're getting fired, but you guys, man, welcome me in. Steve and Lan, enjoy the friendship that you guys have invited us over to your house and stuff. This place has been great. Mountain home, and I never thought it would be. I'm not staying, let's not get crazy. But it's been great. Thank you, ma'am, for the letters. I want to make sure to have those read here. Chief, appreciate everything that you've done for me in the time I've been here. Arnie, thank you for letting me call you Arnie. I know you hate it. I know. One day I was like, hey, Arnie, and he's like, I was like, he didn't like that shit. But where's Luce? Yeah, we got a little more time. So, I really don't have anything else to say, man, but thank you. Really, I know I didn't talk to everybody specifically, but thank you guys for everything. I do have one last thing. I go to work every day to try to make an impact on someone's life every day. I don't know if I do or not. That's kind of up to you guys. But for you guys that are here that have ever worked with me, just please know that every single one of you have made an impact on my life for the rest of my life. So thank you guys for that. I think I'm going to end on that, man. Do it.
All right. We made good time. Ladies and gentlemen, in appreciation for his contribution to the Air Force and its mission. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good. The men and women of the United States Air Force are proud to have served with Seamaster Sergeant Thibodeau and assure him he will always be a valuable member of the Air Force family, even in retirement. Wish him and his family every success in their future endeavors. Please stand for the departure of the official party and the playing of the Air Force song.